step by step, day by day. Can you take me higher with your arms wide open? Welcome to the podcast, Step by Stapp. Here we are. I am the host of Step by Stapp, Chris McCarthy, and there's another host here, the co-host, and his name is
Rob Haddon. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah. Okay, and that's something that he says sometimes. We've talked about it off the air, and I've encouraged him not to do it, but apparently he didn't listen.
Can't nobody hold me down.
And sometimes we like to have guests on the show, and most of the time the guest is Erika. Erika is here as well. Hi.
Oh, hi.
So you're here. You and I are married.
We are.
And we have to disclose that off the bat.
Yes.
Otherwise, people might get upset when they find out later after stalking us on Instagram and being like, wait, they're married? This is an inside job?
Oh. Do you think that people think I'm just like a random girl you guys are friends with?
Well, they think that you're going to get preferential treatment, and they're right.
Oh.
But now we know why.
Most ladies wouldn't just show up here and do your podcast.
We found that out on Ladies' Night.
Yeah, we did. We had a Ladies' Night episode, and Rob ended up falling in love with a robot who turned out to be Marty.
And now I'm in love with Marty. And that's a whole thing that we don't have to get into right now.
That's right. Anyway, we have a very special episode tonight as well. It is one of our favorite holidays, Valentine's Day in September. And we do this every year in September. We have Valentine's Day in September. Yes, of course.
Well, because who wants to have it in February? It's cold. It's drab.
That's true. Fuck February.
Right. Well, I mean,
Fuck
we have
winter.
it in February too.
Oh.
Why should there only be one Valentine's Day is what I always say.
Well, I think you should celebrate your spouse every day of the year.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
No.
But I think you should.
You think some people should. You're not the one to do that.
It's my advice to the world.
Sure. Speaking of advice. And we're going to get to Step by Step. By the way, I should intro that. The concept of the show in general. We talk about Step by Step, an episode of it, and then we talk about Scott Stapp, a Creed song. We found the missing link. We're working heavily in Stapp theory at this point, and there are Creed songs for each episode of Step by Step, and we are just figuring out which one goes with which episode. The episode of Step by Step that we're going to talk about is a Valentine's Day episode of Step by Step. So isn't that funny and weird how that happens to fall on our special day of Valentine's Day in September? So we're going to talk about the Valentine's Day episode of the show, and then we're going to talk about the Creed song Never Die from... wait a minute. That was hold on.
I was clearing my throat.
Oh my goodness. Off the bat.
No.
We have a violation.
Give me an opportunity to violate. I will violate.
For those of you who just started listening to the show, we haven't done it in a while because someone hasn't been this rude in a while. Honestly, if anyone makes fun of Scott Stapp in any way, there are penalties in place. I feel like I will let this one slide because I feel like you're going to get mad at me. So
I think it's a yellow card.
Yes. Consider yourself warned. It's Valentine's Day in September, so I'll let it slide. But just let it be known that you are on notice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to talk about the Creed song Never Die. Maybe you should make like a sound that you like it now.
Yay!
Perfect. That's off the album Human Clay. So we're going to talk about those two things. And but we are also, because the other thing we love to do here on Valentine's Day in September on Step by Step is have our own love advice show within this show. And of course, everyone knows that this is what we do, and the people write in all year for it, and we have to collect the letters, and then we only read a few of them on the air. But people look to us for advice because we're love experts. But so we have some letters here, and we have Erika as well to give the female perspective to some of these questions.
This will be fun.
Yeah, so we should open this up, and it's called we've called it Stapp Line. And the people who write in, I refer to them as Sergeant Stepper's Lonely Hearts Club. So we can start reading those letters right now. And everyone's rolling their eyes at me, but that's what it's called.
No, I'm not. I mean, you call yourself Dr. Chris and I'm Rob Carolla. I mean,
Correct.
That's how we do this.
Yeah. So, Erika, why don't you read some of these letters for us, and then we can go from there. We'll give our unfiltered advice, our opinions.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why you take this so lightly.
Yeah, no. Just
These are
read
people with serious.
No,
they
I
wrote us.
I accidentally read ahead. I'm not taking it lightly. This is very serious.
Please don't read ahead.
Hi, guys. I'm a 27-year-old male, and I have kind of a kinky fetish. I'm afraid to talk about it with anyone because they might think I'm a total freak. Anyway, here goes nothing. I'm attracted to women's boobs. I like looking at pictures of them in magazines. Now for the tough question. How do I tell my dad? Sincerely, Ashamed in Anchorage.
Ashamed in Anchorage. Okay. So he doesn't want to use his real name, and that's fine. So he's attracted to boobs. He doesn't know how to tell his dad. I get this problem. Do you remember, Rob, the first time you told your dad about your thing for boobs, or do you not like boobs?
No, I do like boobs.
Oh,
I do
okay.
like boobs. And I mean, I'm weird. I get it. It's a weird thing to like the thing that, fed you when you were a child.
Well, I mean,
and
you're
that
a
your
freak.
mom has.
You are a freak, and so is this guy.
Why does this 27-year-old have to tell his dad anything?
Oh, well, see, I hadn't thought of that.
Like, he could just have his private life.
Well, here's the difference, because you're a female. You don't know that this is we call it the talk, right?
The talk is when a 27-year-old man tells his dad he likes boobs.
Yes, the birds and the boobs.
Or he doesn't, and then the dad knows what that means. So I remember when I was 27, and me and my dad, I believe we were at the movies, and we were watching Wild Things. And that may have been released years before I was 27, but I think they like re-released it for a while. And we were watching Wild Things, and there's a scene where Denise Richards and Nev Campbell take their shirts off. And they're now topless, and you could see all 4 boobs on screen. And I felt like that was the moment I turned to my dad. I said, Dad, I like boobs. Now,
You were married at 27.
let's relax over there. I don't have to tell you, Rob, what happened next. He
Beat the shit out of you.
Well, yeah, later. But at first, the first thing he did was we had to get out of there immediately. So he jumped up and he yelled, fire, there's a fire. We have to get out. Stop the movie.
Oh my God. In a crowded theater?
Yeah.
I think that's
Which
illegal.
we later found out is actually not protected speech in the First Amendment. So he's in jail still.
For the last 5 years?
I guess so. If that was 5 years ago, then yes.
Okay.
Anyway, we end up leaving. Before the cops came, he beat the shit out of me and then said, son, now you're a man.
So first of all, he yelled fire in a crowded theater, and then he assaulted a grown man.
Yeah.
There was domestic abuse.
Well, by that point, the cops were already there, like on the way.
What do I have to lose?
Correct. So, yeah. So that was my experience. And so for my friend here, what is it? Ashamed
Ashamed in Anchorage.
in Anchorage. How do you tell your dad? Go to the movies.
Go see Wild Things.
Go see Wild Things. I'm pretty sure they always are playing it somewhere.
Also, in Anchorage, it probably just got there. Next letter. Dear Chris and Rob, last week my husband stayed late at work and then went to the bar to watch a game with his friend. When he finally came home the next morning, he reeked of women's perfume. That day, I went to do a load of laundry and found women's underwear that weren't mine. Later on, I looked at his phone while I was in the other room and discovered graphic photos of him having sexual intercourse with another woman. Who took the photos? Sorry, I digress. As I'm typing this right now, he is standing in front of me, talking on the phone loudly about his inserting his penis into someone's vagina. My question is, what should I get him for his birthday? He loves the Arizona Cardinals, but already has a ton of memorabilia. Maybe concert tickets? Sincerely, Horny in Phoenix.
Okay, so this is an interesting question. So he's got a lot of memorabilia, but he loves the Arizona Cardinals and apparently also concerts, I'm hearing. But she didn't specify what types of concert, like what style of music he likes. So
I mean, of course it's Creed.
I'm sure it's Creed, but Scott Stapp actually is touring. So if you're going to go Horny in Phoenix, if you're going to go the route of concert tickets, get him Scott Stapp solo tour tickets, which are going on now. I'm sure he's coming to Phoenix.
Is she just, she's just telling us that her husband's fucking another lady, but
It's a non
she's
sequitur.
not interested.
It's a non
She
sequitur.
doesn't.
No, she didn't have any questions
She has
about
no questions
that.
about it. She just wanted to inform us.
I want to figure out what to get this guy for his birthday.
Also,
So
is she a woman?
Oh, that's a good point.
We have
don't
assumed.
know. We don't know.
We've heteronormatived this letter.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a verb, but pretend it is.
You put genders on it.
We put genders on this.
Yeah.
We don't know that it's a lady.
In my personal experience, I have found that most people who are horny are women.
I'm
Listen.
going to say that that's not based in reality.
Horny in Phoenix, I think you gotta get him something about the Cardinals.
Yeah,
I know
he's
that,
a huge fan.
I know that he has a lot of memorabilia, but does he have how about a fat head?
And listen, horny in Phoenix, I think you really want to make your man happy, you got to get 3 ticks. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one for him, one for you, male or female, and one for the new lady.
You go to a Cardinals game, you go to a concert, get 3 though.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know what? Y'all might have a great time afterwards.
And throw in a Carson Palmer fat head. I'm telling you.
Oh, 100%.
So I think we've solved that one, and let's do one more before we move on to talk about this episode of Step by Step, where it's Valentine's Day.
Hi, Rob and Chris. My name is Justin, and I'm 16 years old. I'm your biggest fan.
Ooh.
I don't know, Marty,
Justin
though.
or Justine?
Justin.
Just want to confirm.
Okay, good question.
Justin. I mean, it could still be a lady. We don't know, but Justin. I'm 16 years old. I'm your biggest fan.
Marty might not. I don't think Marty's our biggest fan because the last
He
few
hates
times he's called in, he's like messed with Rob's life a lot. Like one time he tried to make him his slave.
He took all my assets.
Yeah, he seized your assets, tried to make you a slave, and then the last time he made you fall in love with him.
I mean, I don't
pretending to be a woman.
I don't consider that anything, terrible. He catfished me, but I mean,
He
still.
did hard. But
Yeah.
anyway, we digress.
Let's not bring that up, though. I have
Anyway.
mixed
Sorry.
feelings there. My wife doesn't know yet.
Oh, good point.
And she never will because she does not listen to this show because
No,
she doesn't
she
think it's
wouldn't
funny.
even show up for Valentine's Day in September. She was like, "No, that's a stupid thing you do on your podcast. I'm not coming."
She gave an eye roll emoji when I told her I was going to be on it. That's actually not even a joke. That
Yeah,
really
no, she
happened.
judges you for that too.
Anyways,
go
so
ahead.
Justin, his favorite thing about the show is how great you guys are with the ladies. Clearly, you really seem to be naturals when it comes to romance. Unfortunately for me, I have never had any luck with girls. My main crush, Heather, won't give me the time of day. The last time I asked her out on a date, she spit in my ice cream. She made me bring her ice cream and then told me I wasn't allowed to have any. Anyway, do you have any tips on how to pick up girls? Please share your secrets. Sincerely, Lonely in Louisiana.
Okay, so I like that because he told us his name, and then he's also telling us a fake name, so we don't know. But Lonely in Louisiana, aka Justin, we get this question a lot, Rob. And we are pickup artists of sorts. We did it successfully one time.
15 years ago.
But guess what? It's stuck. And that's what resonates with people.
All right.
So, but what we can do, Justin, is show you a little bit of like how we would approach this situation if we were to be talking to a crush like you have. So I think we should just very briefly give him a couple of tips and just kind of like show him how that would work. So let's see here. Why don't we have Rob, you be the girl.
On it.
I'll be the guy. And then Erika, do you want to be like the waiter or something?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I take your order?
Not yet. I have to say something to my crush.
Okay, I'll wait.
Please do.
I'm hungry though. Can we order?
Appetizers?
Waiter, you're going to have to back the fuck off.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stand here quietly.
God, you're so violent.
Who? Me or the waiter?
Well, the
Because-
waiter's aggressive, but you're violent.
I am not violent. I have yet to become violent, and you have not seen violence until you've seen me violent. Anyways, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But also, you are stupid and ugly and not worth anything. So you should be
Oh.
with me because I'm the only one who really would like you. And that's
Really?
called negging, and I'm negging you right now.
Oh my God, I've never known I'm so worthless.
Well, now you know. And waiter, I think we would like to order 2 bowls of the soup.
Okay.
That's it? Okay.
Okay, do you want...
You're not a very good waiter.
Do I want what, waiter?
Do you want crackers with that?
Are you...
I've never worked.
Are you because we're white?
I've never worked in a restaurant. I'm sorry.
I have two questions. One, is it because we're white? Two, do you hate tips? Is that your thing? Like you have this vendetta against good tips, and you only want
being so mean to me.
You only want bad tips.
Tonight's my first night. I'm doing my best.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Oh, I'll bring you free wine on the house. You're 16 though. I'll bring you free wine on the house.
Why do you think I'm 16? I'm 33 years old.
Because I don't know. That's how old Justin was.
Yeah, I'm not Justin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How do you know about that, waiter?
I'm 16.
Oh shit.
You're going to jail, bitch. I'm calling the cops. They're on their way here. I hit the secret button under your table.
So, Justin, I think now you get that, right?
Yeah.
This is not how you approach women.
But don't treat a waiter like garbage. That was rude.
But that would
waiter
show.
was trying really hard, guys.
That would show Veronica if I even said that name. Maybe I didn't.
Who was Veronica?
Is that what my name was in your head?
In my head, you were Veronica.
That works.
But that would show Veronica that you have dominance over people who have shitty jobs. And so some people would say,
bitch.
yeah, some people would say, are you still the waiter or are you Erika again?
I'm struggling between the two identities.
You're caught now.
I'm caught. You're offending me because I tried really hard.
At what? Being
Listen,
a waiter or
I
improv?
didn't know what you said after someone ordered soup.
Yes. Do you want crackers with that?
You just bring the saltines. They use them or they don't.
Stop. I'm trying my best.
So we've got a few pieces of advice out there. I think we're nailing it so far. We'll have some more a little later, but for now, we have to talk about Step by Step. And
we have to.
We literally have to.
Contractually obligated by
Yes.
the name of this podcast.
Correct. So if we didn't do it, there would be riots and there would be lawsuits. And
Yeah, you think Charlottesville was bad? Wait till we don't talk about Step by Step and Scott Stapp in an episode of Step by Step.
Is that too soon? That's maybe too soon.
I don't even know what you're referring to. So we will be right back to talk about the episode of Step by Step where it's Valentine's Day.
I'm referring to Alan Marsh, my ex-boyfriend. One day before the town's big Valentine's Day dance, he decides we should see other people.
Whoa, bummer. Major kiss off.
That is a bummer, and it is a major kiss-off. Thank you, Cody, for that. So that was a clip from this episode of Step by Step. It's called Love Port Washington Style, and it's about Valentine's Day, and it's about Dana getting dumped. And she gets dumped by her boyfriend, and now she's very upset.
She's in the DDP.
Oh, she is in the Dana dark place, hardcore, at the beginning of this episode. And she has to go work at the 50s diner. She's rude to everybody. She's having a bad Valentine's Day. You might even say she would be one member of the Sergeant Stepper's Lonely Hearts Club, and she might write us a letter. But
we'll see.
She's not real. Well, no, we won't see. I don't think there's any from her. But I wish I had thought of that. So, but what happens, guys, is that she meets a guy. And maybe I'm jumping too far ahead.
I'm going to say, we're doing this one real quick.
Pretty much her entire plot line.
But there's not much else to it. She's rude to Frank. She's rude to her mom. She's rude to Cody. What else is new?
Rude to Al.
Rude to Al. And then she goes to the 50s diner to do her shift on Valentine's Day, which is empty, by the way. 50s diner, not the happening spot on Valentine's Day, it turns out. Because literally no one's there, and she's alone.
And she's even rude to the cook.
She's rude to the cook. He comes out and he's like, hey, Dana.
He's like, do you want to go home early? Because it's Valentine's Day. And she's like, fuck you. And then he's like, wow, bitch, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he even said to her, everyone in this episode said to her, would you get dumped?
Again.
Yeah. Well, because...
Again, right. They keep rubbing it in.
That's her MO, is getting dumped.
Yeah, well, she's a bitch.
Yeah, she's kind of deserving of it, I would guess, because she's so mean to everyone. So then what happens?
You already said it. She meets a dude and then they smooch.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr.
I didn't say
That's who he looked like.
Yeah, I know. I said it while we were watching the episode.
Oh, I wasn't listening. He looked like Freddie Prinze Jr., except he was wearing a Native American, like, Letterman jacket. It was really strange.
It's true. This guy, Eric, walks in off the street to the 50s diner alone, and he's looking like he's in his own DDP. And he sits down, and Dana's not interested at first because she's like, oh boy, a man, no thanks. Those are the people who hate me.
Meanwhile, he was real hot, and she would have been lucky to have him.
Mm-hmm. So she throws a menu in his face, and he says, "Oh, are you just like all the other girls? Just gonna break my heart?" And she's like, "Wait a minute, you're a sensitive guy? I didn't know that." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm a sensitive man, and I got dumped today." And that's what happened to her. So now these two are bonding. So they come back, and then that's it for that part of the episode.
Basically, the whole episode.
Guarantee we'll never see him again.
No, Eric's gone. In fact, I know for a fact he's gone because we looked up the actor. Because Erika, you thought he was someone super famous.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr.
You thought he was Freddie Prinze Jr. He's not. He's actually a guy who was only ever in this episode of Step by Step.
I would like to point out, because I feel like it maybe sounded a little bit culturally insensitive, the thing I said about Native American, but he was literally
used the correct term.
He was literally, is that still PC? I can't keep up.
Oh, I don't know.
He was literally wearing a yellow leather Letterman jacket covered in like tomahawks and headdresses. It was the strangest.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if there's some sort of backstory or thing going on in the episode where there's a high school where that's the mascot.
And then they just cut that part of the episode?
Yeah, but they don't go into it. And this is a very over-the-top jacket.
Over the top.
Not quite as over-the-top as Cody's Rose Garden goat shirt from a few episodes ago.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Which is the craziest shirt I've ever seen someone wear on television.
Yeah, it was a psycho goat in a rose garden.
What?
He wore, well, if you listened to the episode, you would know.
Or watched it.
But he wore a silk button-down shirt that had a rose garden in the middle, and on the side was a goat's head and blue sleeves. And so we were very confused about this. He wore this to his friend's funeral.
His friend?
Yeah.
His 90-year-old friend who died.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an episode of Step by Step that made total sense.
Mm-hmm. So there is a pattern here of people wearing very strange garb and not being referenced at all during the episode. But this was weird because of its very specific cultural thing. So then I was like, well, maybe he's Native American, this guy, but he looks just like Freddie Prinze Jr. So there goes that theory.
I think you had a very interesting theory when you looked him up and saw his last name.
Oh, well, I know that to be true. That doesn't have anything to do with the Native American thing. But the
no, not that.
Oh, yeah, the actor's last name was...
Joe Tomahawk or anything.
No. The actor's name was Brendan Bickley. And if you are TGIF heads like us, you would know that Bickley Warren is the production company that makes all these stupid shows. So this guy got a little old-fashioned nepotism being on this show and never worked again.
I would like to say this has nothing to do with the Native American.
What would you like to say?
So I kind of was like channeling the Dana Dark Place when I watched this episode, because when I was 16, how old is she in this? Like 16?
She just turned 17 a couple episodes ago.
Okay, so when I was 16, turning 17.
16 going on 17.
Yep, exactly. Maybe I was actually 17. I got dumped on Valentine's Day. This really happened. You already know this, don't I? Surprise.
Oh, okay.
And then, but you don't know this, Rob. I know how shocked you are.
You don't.
And I love to learn new things. Go on.
That is true about Rob.
Dumped on Valentine's Day. And then on actual Valentine's Day, so he broke up with me like 2 days before Valentine's Day. I saw him at the mall with like another girl, and I was like, bitch, why you with that girl? And he was like, 'cause I don't like you. And I was like, oh, that sucks. And so, but we'd been dating for like a year. And so then I was like, but I'm so sad. And we went to dinner on Valentine's Day, and he gave me the like first Maroon 5 CD, because this was in 2003.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The very first one off the printing press?
Yes.
Yeah, which did it have the serial number on it?
Yeah, it was 001.
Oh my God.
And then he said,
they didn't give that to Adam Levine.
But I wasn't into that. I was way cooler than that. And he gave it to me, and he was like,
you were into Creed.
Fuck you. No, that was before this.
Whoa, what do you mean, fuck you?
Sorry,
you were into Creed. We've talked about it on this show.
Yeah, you're right. But that was before that. Sorry, that was like my gut reaction to that statement for some reason. I'm very defensive.
What's wrong with that?
No, Creed's great.
Yeah.
So,
that's strike 2, by the way.
And as we all know from baseball, 3 strikes and you're out.
Yes, that's the rules.
And we ain't throwing balls around.
Those are the rules of baseball, and also on this podcast. So 2 strikes.
But yeah, he gave me a Maroon 5 CD. And he was like, I already bought this for you. So like, I don't know. I don't want it. And I was like,
Or maybe he bought it
Real
for
bad.
himself and then listened to it and then was like, oh boy.
It was open.
2 questions.
It was?
No,
was
I don't
opened?
know. I don't remember. This was like 15 years
That's
ago,
nice
guys.
of him, though, because we've talked about how hard it is to get the shrink wrap off of those things.
I believe we have talked about that.
So 2 questions.
Yep.
1, where did he take you for dinner?
Oh, it was definitely like Applebee's. It was definitely Applebee's.
Nice.
Yeah.
2,
I don't actually remember, but if I had to guess, it was Applebee's. No, I think it was just like his mom's house. I don't know. It wasn't.
Oh,
he
wait,
took you to
whoa,
dinner at
wait.
his mom's house?
Those are
Hold
two
on.
very different
Were
things.
you in a home with like carpeting, or were you at a restaurant with silly shit on the walls?
I don't remember. Both of those things happened in the very brief high school
Did he
relationship.
pick up Applebee's and bring it to his mom's house?
I don't remember. I should tweet this
Well,
at him. I should find this
You
guy.
were, so either way, you were eating good in the neighborhood, though.
Just depends what neighborhood you were in.
Just depends. I mean, they were in the same neighborhood.
Okay, so did he live next door to the
He
Applebee's?
lived
And that's
near
why it's hard to
he
remember?
lived fairly close to the Apple.
He lived in the commercial district?
Close enough.
Kind
yeah.
of.
Cool.
Second question.
Second question. Where was the girl he was at the mall with?
On Valentine's Day, I think she was like waiting for his call. No, I don't know.
Oh, you think he took, like, he brought you to his mom's house and then he went out to dinner with her afterwards?
At Applebee's.
He
That was
doubled
how-
dinner. You
So
were the
she's-
pre-dinner dinner.
She's
call
at
this.
Applebee's waiting for him. You're at the mom's house. Maybe he's doing some sort of Mrs. Doubtfire thing, going back and
and you
forth.
know that scene
boy.
stresses me out, Mrs. Doubtfire.
And then but he didn't get caught. He got away with it.
Like he went.
I mean, he
went
got
and picked
caught.
up the
He had
food.
already gotten caught.
Well, that's true. So there was no stakes at all.
There were no stakes.
You're
He was
just the
breaking
dummy.
up with me.
You're the dummy who went out with him, even though you saw him with another girl.
But yeah, Maroon 5 was a really good CD.
And she will be loved. So
It was that CD.
speaking of questions, which I believe somebody mentioned the word questions at one point. We are still doing our love advice show, Stapp line, and we're taking questions from the Sergeant Stepper's Lonely Hearts Club, who are people who want our advice about love. So let's get to a few more of those. And Erika, please, would you do us the honors
I
of...
am happy to. Well, this one's short. Hey, Rob and Chris. Can you pee with a boner? Sincerely, Bill Gates.
So, one, this question is very common. We get it a lot.
I actually don't know the answer to this question.
Oh, well, just wait. So,
You didn't listen to Loveline back in the day.
correct.
Did
so
people
this is
call
a-
into Loveline?
This is
asking
a
about peeing with
famous,
a boner?
famous love line question.
Really?
To Robin, my memory, and we do share a memory. The Loveline show was only that call over and over again of guys calling in asking if you could pee with a boner. I have yet to see evidence that there were any other questions on Loveline.
Was that Dr. Drew?
Oh yeah,
And Adam Carolla.
and Adam Carolla.
Pre-man show?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know it. So
Radio 104,
That's
baby.
a weird...
that question is still not, as far as I know, still has not been resolved. So we get that question. I filtered out probably thousands of
Wait,
these.
but here's what I'm confused about. Okay, I don't have a man boner. I don't know what that
You have a
is.
female boner?
Sometimes.
I like how we breezed
No.
by the fact that it was Bill Gates who asked.
No, we'll get back
Also
to it. We'll get
weird
back to
because
it.
he emailed
Can-
you on Gmail and he didn't just Bing it.
Good point.
Because I consider the sound Bing to be like when your penis goes
Yeah.
Bing into a boner,
I'm sure he does too, but what a fucking hypocrite.
right?
Anyway,
Anyways, so like, wouldn't it be so easy to not have to call into Loveline? Can't you just be like, oh, I've got a boner right now. Let me try to pee. It's like
Oh,
the
good
most
old-fashioned-
basic fucking scientific
a
experiment.
good old fashioned experiment. That's so funny because I don't think that ever even occurred to me to try. So I think we cleared that one up. Next letter.
Okay. Dear Rob, this is your mother. Can you please call me? I left you 2 voicemails last week. It would be nice to hear from you. Sincerely, Mom. That's not nice, Rob. You should call your mom.
Oh, wow. So she's using this to try to talk to you, Rob. Why are you so mean to your mom?
And why did she send it to Chris's email?
That's the weirdest part.
She's been doing 2 things, right? Like she knows I don't answer when she emails me directly or calls me directly or texts me directly. She usually gets in touch with my wife, but honestly, my wife is fucking sick of her. So now she's just
I'm
kind
going
of,
to tweet this at your mom, too.
she's spiraling out from the center, and Chris is the next logical person to go to as you go from distance from the core, which is me. So she's trying to get in touch with Chris to see if I will actually contact her.
It's a good tactic, but now the question is, will you get back in touch with her?
Fuck no.
Okay, moving on. Next question.
Dearest Chris, I went into business with a friend of mine. We're trying to start our own company. Having spent so much time with him, I'm starting to realize that he is the love of my life. I've never had these feelings for another man before. I'm currently married to a woman. I'm just wondering, how do you, as a married man, handle these feelings you obviously have for Rob? I can hear it in your voice. Don't deny it. What should I do? Keep up the great work, Carmen Sandiego.
Wait, what? Carmen Sandiego wrote that one. Okay.
Should leave a location.
Yeah, wait, can we geo-track this?
My apologies. I can't read. Carmine.
Oh, it's not Carmen
Carmine.
Sandiego. What?
Carmine Santiago.
Carmen Santiago? Okay, so it's not Carmen Sandiego. That
that's
makes more sense.
deceiving.
The
That's
name
deceiving.
is close. The names
My
are
brain
close.
did with that what it needed
I knew it couldn't
to.
be Carmen Sandiego because she wouldn't leave such an obvious trail.
No.
You know?
That's true.
So Carmine.
You can't get him
Santiago.
that IP address. I mean,
Exactly.
that mobile device ID.
No.
My
so-
90s kid brain just did with that what it wanted to.
So it's an interesting question, and that was addressed to who?
My dearest Chris.
Okay. So, and they're asking, because they now have feelings for a man that they work with, they're asking, how do I deal with that? Because I clearly have feelings for Rob. And you know what? I actually have a question. Can I see your phone, Rob?
Of course.
Because what's funny is that all the other ones that we read off of a piece of paper that were sent to my email address that Erika read off a piece of paper. This one happened to be typed up on your phone. So let's see here. And this is not even what I'm looking at. It's not even an email.
It's just an iPhone note.
This is just a Google Doc that never got sent anywhere. So now I have a question for Carmine Santiago. And that question is this you, Rob? And do you have something you want to say?
I mean, this is an advice show,
Mm-hmm.
and I need advice. What happens when someone you work very closely with,
Right.
you think is the one you should spend the rest of your life with?
Right.
You're lucky your wife does not listen to this show.
Oh, I know. You're talking about Marty.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh.
Okay. And you wanted to ask me, and you think that I'm in love with you, so you thought I would know.
Right.
Right. Okay.
It's a weird love triangle. None of us really love each other.
No.
There's no mutual love. We
No
just
one
kinda
in
go,
this room
bring it around
loves
the road
each other.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah. So my advice is to clear your head, go check out Wild Things in the theater.
You're probably right, because I mean, boobs are great.
See?
Are we certain? I'm sorry, I only listen to
Yes?
some episodes. Is Marty's confirmed a man? I thought the jury was out on Marty.
Oh, yeah. Well, the jury technically is out. No one has confirmed, but I believe now it's canon that he's a man.
It's pretty alluded to. I believe he said he had referring to himself before. So
Yeah, it's almost like he gave up on trying to keep up that thing going about how no one knows what he is, and he just got lazy and started using the pronoun he.
But he does live with his grandmother. He has a husband and a wife.
That's still true. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, go to previous episodes. Marty is a guy who calls in from Tallahassee to our show sometimes, and
He's a very interesting fellow who does a lot of laundry.
yes, he is. That's all I'll say about him. So, but I think we answered enough questions for now, and we'll do more in a little bit. But we have to now contractually get to the Scott Stapp portion of the show, which is the portion where we really bring it home and tell you, that episode of Step by Step we just talked about Valentine's Day. Guess what? Creed wrote a song about it. It's called Never Die, and it was on Human Clay. And now we have the answers as to how that's the case. We'll be right back to talk about that song.
Hands on the window pane, watching some children laugh and play. They're running in circles.
All right. Well, Creed and Scott Stapp,
That's a song.
that's a song, and that is a perfect Valentine's Day song. That just screams romance at you. It's tender, and I think we should get right to the lyrics. Creed, Never Die. hands on a window pane, watching some children laugh and play. They're running in circles with candy canes and French braids. Inspired to question, what makes us grown-ups anyway? Let's search for the moment when youth betrayed itself to age. Clearly a Valentine's Day song on many levels. Well, first of all, he mentions the word candy. And
What do you give people on Valentine's Day?
Erika?
You're right. I mean, this is getting really deep. I can tell it's about Valentine's.
He might as well have just written Russell Stover's over and over again. I mean, the branded content in this is incredible.
This is full of branded content.
He said candy once. You're right. You're right.
He might as well have just made the lyrics Russell Stover's, Russell Stover's.
Do you guys
over
have
and
to pay
over.
royalties to say that?
Well, that's why he didn't.
Do you, though?
Oh,
No,
to
they
say
pay
the
us.
words Russell Stover?
They pay
Well,
us?
they are paying sponsors, yeah. So,
This is brought to you by Russell Stover.
Mm-hmm. well, that might not so direct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
it's
cut
branded
that out.
content.
We're branded content, so we're trying to work it in.
Oh, hashtag
Like,
ad.
naturally, organically, we're trying to work it into the conversation, which Rob was doing actually really well.
Hashtag ad.
And then well, I guess now, yes, we have to say hashtag ad because you blew the lid off of it by saying this is brought to you by Russell Stover's. Everyone maybe has figured out by now they're our secret sponsor because we always talk about them.
We never say them by name, but we've been talking about them every episode since the beginning.
Oh, yeah,
You've
it's
gotta-
there. If you go back and listen, it's there.
You got to tweet this at Russell Stover's.
So anyway,
Yes.
So here's what I think, right? So yes, we've talked about candy and how that's kind of over the head of Russell Stover's. We all know that, right? We all love them. They're great.
They make the best chocolates.
Yeah, to eat once a year. So
I couldn't go to a fucking store right now and find a Russell Stover's heart. I couldn't. It's September. I can't.
No, hey, Erika. It's
No, I
Valentine's
can't.
Day in September, and that's a holiday that we recognize.
right, we saved the Russell Stovers from February.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
Why do you think we buy up so many of them? And it's, well, one, it's because
Don't we get them for free?
they're very reasonably priced.
Oh, you're right.
So-
And they have such a good selection.
They have such a good selection. They're delicious, did I mention?
Yeah, and the gift of chocolate is timeless.
And we're talking about Russell Stover's.
That's right.
So
Specifically.
beyond, not any of the other brands. I don't care about those.
I actually can't
Whatever
even think
they
of
are.
another brand.
No, like, brands like they make a big splash.
Cadbury.
Here, Cadbury, Godiva.
Oh, Godiva.
Godiva does pretty well all year round, guys.
Hey, guess what? Godiva, why don't you go suck a big one?
Yeah, Hershey's, go suck a big one.
Oh, no. Hershey's is pretty popular.
Hershey, I can't believe we didn't think of that. But that's how the scale goes to me. The ranking to me is like, obviously, you got Russell Stover at the top, number one. And that's because I love it. Number
Werther's
two,
Originals.
Number two, I wouldn't even call anything number two. Number two, also Russell Stover.
No, the poop I took after eating Russell Stover's. That's number two.
Because it has remnants.
And it's number two.
Number three, what did you say?
Werther's Originals.
Werther's Originals is not on the list. But you know what? To me, Hershey and Godiva might as well be Werther's Originals, might as well be Rob's poop without the Russell Stovers in it. Anyway, enough about Russell Stover's delicious candy.
We need to get back to this song.
Yes.
So, hands on a window pane, watching some children laugh and play. They're running in circles with candy canes and French braids. I think what this is Dana on the, feeling like she's stuck inside looking out through the window of everyone enjoying Valentine's Day, right?
Yes.
Like they were a little
Yes.
kid enjoying
Yes.
the love and the freedom and blah, blah, blah.
Valentine's Day
And she
doesn't
feels
scream
trapped.
little kid to me.
Well, no, but Erika, here's the thing that maybe you don't understand because you're not as well versed in Stapp
Oh,
theory as
okay,
Rob and
I'm
I,
sorry.
is that she feels like a little kid because she wants to get. So it says here, when youth betrayed itself to age, she's growing up before our eyes and she's becoming a woman. And there's nothing gross about
Is it
that.
puberty talk?
Maybe. I don't know. What goes along with that? Sure, puberty is one of the things. One of the other things is getting dumped by your first boyfriend, and by her, apparently, all of her boyfriends. And now she's learning what it's like. She wants to be an adult. She wants an adult relationship, but she's not ready until Mr. Native American Jacket Man comes along.
You're right. Creed, they really summed it up
They
clearly.
did. This couldn't be more obvious. So, Erika, Rob and I just very clearly outlined what this song is about and how it's about the episode. Do you have any opinions on that?
No, it was good. You did good, guys.
Obviously, it was good. It's a Creed song. What do you think about the episode? Why is this song about this episode?
Because of she's got a kid in her heart.
She's got what?
Like kids. She's got like I don't know
Wait a
what
minute.
you guys said.
Am I talking to the waiter from before, or am I talking to Erika? Because now I'm very
I
confused.
don't like being put on the spot.
I'm feeling these conversations are going very similarly. And
I
don't
don't
know.
like being put on the spot. Do you want crackers?
Is this? Yeah.
Wait, it is the waiter. It is the waiter. She just said, "Do you want crackers?"
Were you never able to get out of character from the beginning?
I don't like to be put on the
Have you been in
spot.
character as the waiter this whole time, tricking us?
I tricked you guys so
Oh my
good.
god!
I tricked you so
All right.
good.
So can I ask you a question? Are we in your ex-boyfriend's mother's home, or are we at an Applebee's?
I still don't remember.
Probably Applebee's if she's a waiter.
But if I'm
look
a
around.
waiter, I was the waiter at the Applebee's. I was telling it you from his perspective.
Oh, got it.
Got
So
it.
you guys weren't dating. You were his waiter, and thought you were on a date.
I
at
was
the
just like,
Applebee's.
do you want to date? No. Oh, you're here with someone else? Oh,
Why did he give you a Maroon 5 CD? Why did he give his waiter? Was that a tip?
he didn't want to give me cash. You used to give fucking tips like that in high school.
Oh yeah,
You used to give waiters Maroon 5 CDs?
No, I would give them minor league baseball tickets that I had for free.
It's good as cash.
This isn't about me. This is about Scott Stapp and the music of
Yeah,
Creed.
it was good. Was that the question you were asking me?
Yeah, that was the question.
She's
was it
got,
good?
like her heart's the heart of a child.
Yeah,
but
you did
she's
it.
a grown up
It's
now.
fine. No, you did it.
No, you get it after we explained it.
You're
We're good.
good. You're good
I
enough.
did it right. I did good.
You did it. You nailed it.
I did good.
So-
Yeah, you did the Creed thing.
So obviously we nailed it. There's no more to say on the song and the episode.
There's no more to say. We are done.
But there is more to say about romance, and we have to get a couple more letters in from Sergeant Stepper's Lonely Hearts Club, or else there will be another riot, and we don't want that. So
Okay. Dear Rob and Chris, it's obvious from listening to your podcast that you guys are total sex hounds. This is obvious.
I think it's obvious.
So I figured it made sense to ask you this question. How do I have sex? I'm a virgin and I talk a big game about how much sex I have. But in reality, I have no idea how to do it. My wife is getting suspicious. I've even gone so far as to pretend I'm having an affair to prove to her I'm not a virgin. I spray my clothes with perfume. I make fake phone calls to a mistress detailing. Wait, who was the guy from before?
I don't know, but
Detailing
this sounds familiar.
all the sex things I do to her. And I even took a series of classes on how to do CGI in order to produce a believable video of myself having intercourse. Anyway, my main question, what should I ask my wife to get me for my birthday? I'm a huge Arizona Cardinals fan, but I already have a ton of
Yup.
memorabilia. Maybe concert tickets? Sincerely, Tim, Sex Lover, Jones. P.S. Sex Lover is a nickname I gave myself in college and everyone went along with it. Please don't tell.
All right. So the question was, what should he ask for his birthday from his wife? And he's an Arizona Cardinals fan.
I think it was bobbleheads, though, right?
Fatheads, actually.
Fathead, so, yeah.
who wouldn't want a Carson Palmer fathead?
What's
right?
a fathead?
answer-
Is it not a bobblehead?
Oh, no. Fathead is a thing you put on the wall that looks like a person.
Why the fuck would you want that?
The giant human-sized sticker.
Why the fuck would you want
It's
that?
a human-sized
Who wants
sticker
that?
of a famous athlete that you put on your wall, and then you pretend like they're hanging out in your room, I guess. I don't know.
What? What a fucking lonely loser. Who buys that?
Hey, I'm trying to push fatheads.
Yeah, and these
on this
people are
show.
listening.
Oh,
If you've
Please.
not
fatheads are
noticed-
so great. They're so
Thank
much
you.
better than Hershey's chocolate.
So, yes. So, Mr. Tim, Sex Lover Jones, Carson Palmer, fathead, box of Russell Stovers.
That's it.
Ask your wife to give you that.
And then give it right back to her.
And then
Right?
you
Give
should
her a gift.
You should probably buy a pair for yourself.
Pair of Russell.
Yes. Yes. Everyone knows if you're going to buy Russell Stovers, get two of them.
Get a Russell Stover's fathead.
Oh, now we're talking of the actual man, Russell and
Whoever
Stover.
Russell Stover was.
Oh, and we have one more letter, so why don't we just get that out of the way, and then we can be done with this Valentine's Day in September.
Heyo, Chris and Rob. My girlfriend and I, GF, he writes, have been together for a couple weeks now, and we've decided that tonight is the night we both pop our cherries. I'm really nervous. I'll be taking her to a fancy dinner at Applebee's. Did you write this since we've been talking? I'll be taking.
Wait, who are you talking to?
What are you talking about? These are email letters.
Okay. I'll be taking her to a fancy dinner at Applebee's, and I'm sure while we'll be eating good in the neighborhood, I'll be throwing back some soda pop to take the edge off. I'm worried that when it comes time to, slam my potato into her clam,
What?
I'll have to pee so bad, and I'm afraid that her first experience will be a golden shower.
Hold up.
I guess my question is...
Wait, I want to go back for a second. Slam my potato into her clam?
It's a virgin. He's confused.
But he says, like we know what that is. Yeah.
Slam my potato into her clam.
Is that a phrase that kids are using now?
It's not a kid. It's a spoiler alert.
Oh.
I guess my question is, can I pee with a boner? Love, Dr. Drew.
Oh my God, it's Dr. Drew.
Wow. Years to get in that question.
Oh my God. And this now
doesn't know.
this makes total sense because he didn't know.
That's why he couldn't answer it all that time.
All those years that everybody who called Loveline asked that question and he was just making it up. Maybe he even gave conflicting answers and that's why scientists don't agree on it. And now he's looking to us to answer it.
I say, Dr. Drew, do an experiment.
Okay, so now you're advising him to do an experiment.
I'm a scientist. I'm a researcher. Okay. Do an experiment.
Yeah, you are. So tell him how he should do it. What should he do?
Okay, so drink all that soda.
Yep.
And then try to fuck your girlfriend.
Oh, wait. Okay. That's the experiment? I think he's trying to avoid
okay.
that. So I
drink
think
a lot of soda. Yeah. Go in the bathroom at the Applebee's. Mm-hmm. Give yourself a little fluff.
Okay, now we're talking.
Give yourself a fluffer nutter and see what happens. Test it out.
You want him to eat a sandwich in the bathroom at an Applebee's?
I want him to rub that sandwich on his genitals.
And that's going to make him pee, or that's going to give him a boner?
It's going to give him a boner, and then he's going to see, what happens.
Okay. So, and then we'll probably know once and for all.
Yeah.
Because no one's tried it yet. That's the weird thing.
It's so easy to prove.
Years and years and years of humans having sex, right? It's been who knows how long, since the 40s maybe even. And no guy has ever even tried to pee with a boner. And the best we've come up with is calling Dr. Drew, and now it turns out he doesn't fucking know either.
Oh, he wrote us.
He wrote it to us. So now the responsibility lies on our shoulders. Erika gives the sage advice of trying it out in the bathroom.
Here's what I don't know, though. Here's what I don't know. The environment for your penis to be in is very different when you're having sex versus when you're just in an Applebee's bathroom. So if you just give yourself a little fluffer and then try to pee, like how horny can you really be inside an Applebee's bathroom? But when you're inside your wife inside the Applebee's
sandwich
bathroom,
on it.
Here's what I'll say though, Dr. Drew, this is what you need to do. Okay,
let's get down to it.
If you accidentally, don't worry about it.
That's maybe the best advice yet.
I don't think that's the worst advice.
And we have given that advice today on Step by Step on our Valentine's Day in September episode. So I think we made a lot of couples happy tonight. I think we really solved some problems and we got to the bottom of why we're so smart about romance.
And so humble.
And I would like to thank our guest, Erika.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you had fun. And just remember, full disclosure, we are married.
We are.
So this is a form of nepotism.
Just like Billy Bickley Jr.
Just like Billy Bickley Jr. in his Native American jacket. And Rob, thank you too for being here.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, my wife, for, she's not here for Valentine's Day.
She doesn't think you're funny.
You're going home on Valentine's Day in September alone.
That's right. She'll be there, but she'll be asleep and won't want to talk to me.
And with that, we have to go. My name is Chris.
My name is Rob.
And we just want to say, can't Stapp.
Won't Stapp.
Good night, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day in September.